Hey Cowboys fans, buckle up because we are diving deep into everything you need to know for the upcoming showdown in Chicago. This is the kind of game where preparation, injuries, and strategy all collide. And if the Cowboys want to walk out of Soldier Field with a win, they have to hit the ground running from the first snap. Both defenses entering this game have shown cracks this season, which makes the matchup even more intriguing. Neither team has been consistent, but the Cowboys have a real opportunity to exploit weaknesses in the Bears' lineup if they execute properly. Right now, injuries are a key storyline, and understanding who will be available is crucial. For Dallas, two players stand out as uncertain heading into the week. Don Bland and Turpin are both on the injury report, and their statuses will likely determine how certain aspects of the game plan unfold. As of Tuesday evening, there's still some uncertainty. Early reports indicate that Don Bland might not be ready for this game, leaving a gap in the secondary that the Bears could try to exploit. Turpin, on the other hand, is dealing with a trap injury, but seems to have a better chance of suiting up. The Cowboys coaching staff will need to monitor both players closely, as their availability could influence both passing and running strategies, particularly in key moments where explosive plays can swing momentum. Turning attention to Chicago, the injury picture there is concerning as well. Jalen Johnson, one of their more reliable corners, is expected to be out for the season, which is a huge blow for the Bears secondary. Kyler Gordon is dealing with a hamstring issue and is likely to miss this week again, having not played yet this season. TJ Edwards, a linebacker who re-aggravated a hamstring injury earlier in the year, is also questionable, potentially limiting the Bears' ability to generate pressure and cover the middle of the field effectively. On the interior line, Grady Jarrett has been battling a knee problem. Although he played in Week 2, his performance was noticeably below his usual standards, and keeping an eye on him will be essential for predicting how well the Bears can stop the Cowboys' run game and interior passes. These injury factors create openings that Dallas can exploit, especially in the passing game, where timing and spacing are critical. Offensively, the Cowboys need to focus on getting their big three going early. With Jalen Johnson out, the Bears' secondary is vulnerable, and past matchups have shown how quickly it can be exposed. Last week against Detroit, the Lions took full advantage, putting up over 300 yards and multiple touchdowns through the air, while their wide receivers dominated with over 100 yards each. If Dallas can get CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Jake Ferguson involved early, they have a strong chance to stretch the field and force the Bears into uncomfortable defensive positions. Coverage against these receivers will be a major test for Chicago, especially with their weakened backfield and ongoing injuries. Tyreek Stevenson and Nick Mloud struggled against the Lions' passing game, allowing nearly 100 yards and multiple touchdowns combined, which demonstrates how susceptible Chicago can be when Dallas executes with precision and timing. The Cowboys' offense is capable of heating up fast, and if they establish rhythm early, this game could quickly tilt in their favor. Generating pressure on the quarterback is another critical factor. Caleb Williams has shown that he can be effective when given time in the pocket, but when pressured, he has a tendency to make mistakes or force throws that can be intercepted. His completion percentage sits around 61% for the season, and while he has been careful with the football, disrupting his timing could change the entire dynamic of the game. The Cowboys' pass rush has been efficient without relying heavily on blitzes, which allows them to maintain discipline while still creating pressure. However, it's not just about getting to the quarterback quickly. Maintaining proper rush lanes and containing him inside the pocket is essential. Williams is still an athletic threat, and if allowed to escape, he can create big plays on the ground or extend passing opportunities. The Cowboys' defensive front will need to balance aggression with containment, ensuring that while they pursue the sack, they don't leave gaps for a scramble that could turn the tide of the game. Another aspect the Cowboys must focus on is maintaining assignments across the board. Chicago's offense features misdirection and motion that can lure defenders out of position. Pre-snap movement and trick plays are a staple in their approach, and defensive ends and linebackers must stay disciplined, setting the edge and trusting interior players to handle inside runs. Communication in the secondary will also be vital. Last week, miscommunications led to big plays against the Giants, highlighting how a single missed assignment can be catastrophic. The Cowboys need to be vigilant in relaying coverage responsibilities and ensuring that no receiver gets free downfield. Containing players like Romain Dune or DJ Moore will require both awareness and precision, particularly when these receivers attempt to exploit small gaps or misread zones in coverage. Mental toughness is another key factor that will determine the outcome. The Bears have shown flashes of talent, but have struggled to maintain consistency. In past games, they have had moments of promise, moving the ball effectively, only to have a single mistake or penalty derail their momentum. This inability to sustain intensity could be decisive against a Dallas team that thrives on focus and execution. Players like DeAndre Swift and others may show glimpses of brilliance, but if the Cowboys can maintain pressure and control the pace of the game, Chicago is unlikely to keep up. The mental edge will play out in how each team reacts to adversity on the field, and Dallas appears poised to capitalize on any lapses in focus. Special teams also deserve attention. Field goal opportunities in a stadium like Soldier Field can be tricky due to swirling winds and unpredictable gusts. While long-range kicks are exciting, the smarter play is to get as close as possible for any attempt, particularly in critical moments late in the game. Ensuring that the kicker has optimal positioning can make the difference between a score and a missed opportunity. Strategic field position, combined with careful attention to execution, will allow Dallas to maximize scoring chances without unnecessary risk. Every piece of this game, from injuries to strategy, from mental toughness to situational awareness, will play a role in determining the outcome. The Cowboys have the talent and the tools to dominate if they hit their marks, but execution will be key. Every decision, every assignment, and every play could shift momentum, and understanding the subtleties of these matchups is what separates good teams from great ones. As we move deeper into the matchup, it's impossible to ignore how the Cowboys' offensive line will dictate the tempo of the game. Protecting the quarterback while creating lanes for the running game is essential, especially against a Bears defensive front that, despite injuries, still has veterans who can make life difficult. If the Cowboys can establish a consistent push up front, it opens the entire playbook. Run-pass options become more effective, play-action passes become lethal, and the ability to keep the defense off balance becomes a major advantage. Players like Tyler Smith and Tyler Baiadas will need to communicate perfectly, anticipate stunts and twists, and ensure that the interior gaps remain clean for both running backs and quarterbacks. Even the slightest misstep could allow penetration that disrupts timing, which is why precision and chemistry up front are as crucial as skill position talent. Speaking of skill positions, CeeDee Lamb continues to be a player that defenses have to game plan around meticulously. He has a rare combination of route running, speed, and physicality that forces corners and safeties to commit extra attention, often opening opportunities elsewhere. If George Pickens can match that level of attention in creating mismatches, the Cowboys' offense becomes exceptionally difficult to contain. Tight ends like Jake Ferguson provide an additional layer of complexity. Their ability to find soft spots in zone coverage or create separation in man-to-man matchups can make the difference in third down conversions. Timing between quarterback and receivers must be flawless, and the Cowboys have shown this season that when their passing game clicks early, defenses struggle to recover. Chicago's defensive backs will need to maintain discipline, but given their injury list, maintaining coverage throughout 4 quarters could be a real challenge. The running game, while sometimes overshadowed by explosive passing, will also play a pivotal role in this contest. Establishing a consistent ground attack forces the defense to respect the run, which in turn opens up play-action opportunities and helps manage the clock. Running backs will need to read blocks, anticipate blitzes, and find the small gaps created by the offensive line. Even a single backfield misread can allow linebackers to close quickly and disrupt rhythm, so patience, vision, and decisiveness will be key. Additionally, controlling the line of scrimmage helps wear down the Bears' front 7 over the course of the game, which could be crucial in late-game situations where fatigue and missed assignments become more likely. Defensively, the Cowboys have an opportunity to exploit the Bears' offensive tendencies and weaknesses. Pressuring Caleb Williams without overcommitting is vital. When a quarterback is forced to move within the pocket or make hurried decisions, the likelihood of mistakes increases significantly. Maintaining gap integrity while applying consistent pressure requires coordination and discipline from every level of the defense, from the defensive line to linebackers and secondary. This is where veterans and communication shine. Every player must understand their role and trust that their teammates are executing theirs. Miscommunication has been an issue in the past, but when corrected, it allows the Cowboys to dictate the flow rather than react to it. Another defensive factor to watch is the Cowboys' ability to limit big plays. The Bears have athletes capable of turning short passes into explosive gains, particularly in space. Containing these threats requires disciplined coverage, aggressive tackling, and situational awareness. Players must stay disciplined on intermediate and deep routes, maintain leverage, and ensure that the quarterback cannot exploit mismatches. Even a single breakdown can lead to a game-changing play, which is why attention to detail and consistency is paramount. Turnovers will play an outsized role in this matchup. Dallas thrives when they can create takeaways, and forcing mistakes from a quarterback like Caleb Williams could swing momentum dramatically. Strip sacks, tipped passes, and aggressive defensive play can lead to sudden shifts in scoring opportunities. At the same time, ball security for the Cowboys is equally crucial. One careless turnover could negate any advantage created by a strong start. Therefore, execution under pressure and situational awareness are as important as athletic talent. The tempo of the game is another layer that cannot be underestimated. The Cowboys have the ability to control pace through balanced play calling and situational awareness. Short, efficient drives keep the defense rested while maintaining scoring potential, while explosive plays force Chicago to react rather than dictate. Managing the clock, particularly in the first half, is critical for building momentum and preventing the Bears from establishing any rhythm. Chicago has shown that they can score in bursts, but sustaining it over 4 quarters has been a challenge. The Cowboys' ability to maintain focus, tempo, and discipline could exploit this tendency and tilt the game decisively in their favor. Special teams will continue to be a subtle but impactful factor. Beyond just field goals, punt coverage, kick returns, and positioning after turnovers can shift field position and change play calling strategy. Chicago's special teams have struggled with consistency, and Dallas can exploit that by forcing shorter fields, controlling possession, and setting up high-leverage situations. Even a single blocked punt or excellent return could change the game's narrative in a heartbeat. Ultimately, this matchup is a chess game of execution, discipline, and opportunism. Every play counts, and the team that can combine mental toughness with physical execution will gain the edge. The Cowboys have the weapons, strategy, and depth to take advantage of injuries, inconsistent play, and defensive weaknesses. If they focus on maintaining assignments, controlling the line of scrimmage, creating pressure without overcommitting, and executing their plays with precision, they have a very strong chance to dominate in Chicago. This game is a litmus test for both teams' preparation and resilience. With the right balance between aggression and discipline, the Cowboys can impose their will early and sustain it through 4 quarters. Whether it's through explosive passing, consistent running, disciplined defense, or special teams efficiency, each facet of the game matters. Chicago presents challenges, but the Cowboys have the tools to turn those challenges into opportunities. Success will hinge on focus, execution, and mental toughness, and every player must rise to the occasion to secure a statement victory on the road. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The rumor mill in Dallas is buzzing, and involves none other than the veteran quarterback scene. Sources close to the Cowboys front office suggest that the team has turned its gaze toward Baker Mayfield, and the whispers are growing louder with each passing day. The idea? To bring the former number 1 overall pick in as a backup, a potential stabilizer behind their current starter. Dallas has been known for making bold moves, and the chatter around Mayfield's name has only intensified after a season that left some fans questioning the depth at quarterback. While the team hasn't confirmed anything publicly, insiders hint that Mayfield's availability could not have come at a better time. The Cowboys are reportedly exploring all options to bolster their roster, and bringing in a quarterback with starting experience could be the kind of insurance policy that eases a lot of worries. What makes this possible signing particularly tantalizing for fans is Mayfield's reputation. Once celebrated as a fiery competitor with a strong arm and an instinct for reading defenses, the quarterback has shown flashes of brilliance that, in the right system, could still shine. The question on everyone's mind is whether he'd be content in a backup role, or if the Cowboys would have to navigate his competitive nature carefully. The front office seems intrigued, weighing the benefits of having a proven player ready to step in versus the challenge of managing ego and expectations. Sources also suggest that Dallas is quietly making inquiries, gauging Mayfield's interest and availability without making a formal move yet. It's classic Cowboy strategy. Stir the pot, let speculation grow, and then pounce if the timing feels right. The fan base has responded with excitement and caution in equal measure, recognizing that even a backup quarterback can have a huge impact on a team's season. If the rumors hold any truth, the coming weeks could see Dallas adding an unexpected name to their roster, a veteran quarterback who could bring experience, depth, and a little drama to the locker room. Whether this is a smart strategic move or just a tantalizing what-if remains to be seen, but one thing is certain. Baker Mayfield in Dallas is now the hottest topic among fans and pundits alike, and the whispers aren't dying down anytime soon. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.